Somebody sing a happy birthday.
No.
All right, you're good.
Okay, this will be the official meeting of our regional council. Do we have a quorum?
We do.
Excellent. Approval of minutes from the previous meeting. Can you make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? That passes. Okay. Treasurer's report.
I passed around the sheet, it's all the checks that we've written from the beginning of 2024 through current, so if there's any questions on those, if not, I make the motion.
Dan, do we have a balance?
I do not, because I don't get the monthly reports from the bank. They come here.
Balance is like $200 right now. Because unfortunately, you had no contract, so we've been carrying you along. So hopefully soon, you'll have a whole bunch of money.
But they approved the contract.
They did, but have you tried to?
Andy, can you get on that for me?
Apparently, we are one of the, apparently we are one of the only that have a contract.
I've heard that also.
Yeah. That, so knock on wood, the money will come through.
See, we gave you 5,000 in October.
Yes, both contracts have been approved and they are being miserable. Like, now we have to have copies of the checks after they get through the bank. And we have, I mean, the amount of paperwork they're asking for now. I really, at our meeting yesterday, a lot of people felt that they were trying to get rid of the program agencies and the REMSCOs by making life miserable. And they're pretty close. Don Hudson will probably bring it up at state council. He
Well,
had some very,
Getting rid of the
colorful
REMSCOs would
words.
require a statute change.
but the problem is, we have one REMSCO that doesn't even voucher anymore.
I can't fix it.
Yeah, even if you look at the void check on 6/4, I was trying to be efficient and write all of the
Right.
invoices from STEMS on one check, and I had to go back and do
Yeah,
an
it'd be
individual
separate.
check for every invoice. It just makes no sense.
But there are currently now 2 REMSCOs that are not even asking, or turning down their contracts, basically.
Or they're giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I can kind of see it. It's, Colleen, like, battles every day.
One program agency furloughed their director.
Correct.
So the bank statement, can we get that
Yeah.
included in the?
Yeah, I'll
Agenda
have
comes out?
Colleen do,
Thank you.
So those 2 agencies exist or no? I mean, are they doing business?
it's like,
Well-
Like
I think-
claims does not exist, they was
Or-
absorbed.
that council.
So currently, as it stands, there's still. I know there is a couple REMSCOs that in North Country, they have merged, but I don't, I can find out.
Who does their CO, who does the CONs for those
Good question.
communities, et cetera?
Yeah.
Not.
I mean, I go up there and we must live in la la land here because we do not have the issues that some of those other ones have. And I mean, they're talking like they're not even speaking to the program agency and they're not doing this and they're not doing that. And I mean, I don't know, people are either really nice or there's a lot of crap out there because some of the stuff they say, we don't have. I mean, I'm sure at state council you've heard it. So I appreciate every single one of you because we have no issues.
We appreciate others here as well.
Alicia, anyway.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Back to the treasurer's report. Kind of got off track there. Do we have a motion to accept the treasurer's?
So
report?
moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that also carries. Enforcement notifications.
We only have 3.
What? No.
I was ready to go clean up the kitchen again.
You guys wanted a lot?
No.
Okay, certification surrendered effective 10/8/25 for violating Part 815A3, 816A2, and 816A3. Rafael Quinones Rodriguez of Troy, New York, EMT number 511258. Surrendered certification effective October 24th, 2025 for violating 815A3, 816A1, Henry Laureano of Brooklyn, New York, EMT number 538468. And certification is revoked effective November 19th, 2025, assessed a civil penalty of $8,000 for violating Part 803AM, 803AL, and 815A2, Anthony DeLucia of Saginaw, Michigan, EMT number 453174. Do you know him? No, I don't.
I was just thinking
Saginaw,
Saginaw connection.
I know once to Detroit, but
He must have fled the state.
All right. Old business, nominating committee.
Yes, just a review. All our current officers, this is the end of their first 2-year term. They can be reelected to another 2-year term. All have agreed to continue. Tim Carlson as the chairman, Tim Richardson as the vice chair, Dan is our treasurer, and Bonnie is our secretary. We will take any nominations from the floor. So there's a call for nominations from the floor for any of those offices. If you have a nomination, please say their name and what office you're nominating them for.
Crickets.
not in the slightest.
There's a second call for nominations. Please say their name and the office. And a third call for nominations. Name and office.
Make a motion nomination to close.
Need a second?
Second.
Okay, since there is this non-contested ballot, we'll ask the secretary to vote, to submit one vote. And thank you very much for your term will be expired through 2027.
Just been said.
Don't give me that choke.
Bylaws.
Choke.
He's got something else.
Oh, okay.
Bylaws?
Yes, bylaws.
Okay, the bylaws were submitted to everyone after the last meeting. There are two very small changes, or recommendations from the committee. One is that under the special meeting, that if a special meeting is called, if only the purpose for which the meeting is called will be discussed, and it will be notified, all members will be notified at least 4 days in advance. The second change is under standing committees. In the previous bylaws, number 5 was vacant, there was nothing listed, and missing was the legislative committee, so we included that. And those are the two recommendations, and it comes from the committee as a seconded motion.
Take a vote.
Discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Any
A
discussion?
robust discussion, I believe is the answer.
Robust.
Anybody have anything to discuss about those changes?
Mike, they're fantastic.
I
and I
think they're-
appreciate the work of the bylaw committee.
Agreed.
It was a long.
And I just want to say, Jess is on the committee, Carrie is on the committee, and Bill. And we had this done in no time. They were very efficient in getting this done, so I want to thank them as well.
Thank you guys for your work.
We're trying to find the part where you can impeach the chair.
What did he say about the chair? Oh, please. Can the chair skewer a member?
Call the question.
That'd be unopposed.
Do we, I guess we'll take a vote. Do we have to do a roll call vote, or can we do
Probably should be a roll.
She's reading Robert's rules.
yeah.
Roll call?
Yeah.
Got
because
it.
he said I'm here.
Okay. Katie Bushman.
Yes.
I only list people that are here, right?
Yes.
Jessica Gaines.
Yes.
Lucas Green.
Yes.
Scott Lampier.
Yes.
Terrence Parker.
Yes.
Tom Sampson.
Yes.
Maggie Thompson.
Yes.
Bonnie Van Housen.
Yes.
Kevin Waters.
Yes.
Mickey Fornes.
Yes.
Robert Kuhn.
Yes.
Carrie Parr.
Yes.
Francis Perez.
Yes.
Todd Reisner.
Yes.
Tim Richardson.
Yes.
Brian Walters.
Yes.
Donna Bryant.
Yes.
Tim Carlson.
Yes.
Doug Conroe.
Yes.
Dan Info.
Yes.
Phil Johnston.
Yes.
Jameson Joseph.
Yes.
Josh Newark.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Two-thirds requirement.
New business. Dan.
It's that time of year again, for reappointments. Those expiring that are county recommended are Jessica Gaines, Lucas Green, and Bill Johnston. I've heard from their appropriate councils, and they are recommending that they serve again. So I would make a motion that those three folks be reappointed.
Second.
Right? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay. Any abstentions?
There's an open position for Allegheny County, and the county has recommended Roland Jones. Bonnie, I don't know if, I didn't get a copy of the application, so I don't have any.
Okay,
Yeah.
I sent it, but, okay, it's Roland Brian Jones, everybody knows him as Brian Jones, he's been in EMS for 20, 30 years, a long time. He works for E5, he's part of Wellsville, he has been part of he's worked for MTS, he's been part of Amity, he's been a member in several, and is very active.
So I'll make a motion that we accept their recommendation and appoint Roland to the open position.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Is that a county position?
Yes.
County position. We have 4 people expiring with at-larges. I sent out in October, September sometime, asking these folks if they would like to re-up. Dan Impel, Mickey Fornes, and Carrie Parr responded affirmatively. Francis Perez declines to continue with that thing. So I'd like to make a motion that we accept and reappoint Dan, Mickey, and Carrie, and accept Francis's resignation.
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion?
Okay.
Francis, can you?
I have 4 young children.
Enough said, enough said.
Council small, sorry.
You want to open a daycare? I get
This is a daycare.
Yeah. Sometimes it is.
I do have an application from somebody that works at OAN General. They actually live in Allegheny County, but this would qualify to be a Cat County representative
At large.
as an at-large, and it's Rhonda Chamberlain. You want to say?
Sure, Rhonda is the new manager of our ER. She's been a nurse for a long time. She's precepted EMS students on a regular basis. She did work with our area when we had significant wait time delays. Is very active with participating to help solve the EMS problems in the area. So I would recommend we accept her.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Rhonda to fill the open spot.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or, sorry, I did that backwards. Wow. Yeah. Any opposition? No? Okay. Any abstentions?
That's all I
Okay,
have.
good. Any other new business?
I got one.
I'm having a stroke.
I got one.
Oh, Robert Kuhn.
Yes, thank you. So I think we should write a letter from the council to Olean General supporting their emergency department work. I think that may help their push with the city, to seeing support from the local EMS community. So I think we should, I make a
What's the
motion.
issue with the city?
It's zoning,
I don't
zoning
think
and
they have issues, but I think there's a public hearing.
driveways.
Yeah, the driveway
Right away.
was an issue. That little one-way path was not in the first initial drawings that I saw. And they're dealing with some zoning stuff. I don't think it's issues, but I think support of EMS isn't going to hurt their push.
Agreed.
Is it to the Olean zoning board?
I think we
Or
should
to the-
write it to the hospital,
Is that, okay.
just saying that we support their project and, whatever.
Appreciate that commitment.
Yeah, something like that.
Thank you for your service.
Yes. I'd like to make that motion.
Second?
I'll second Bobby's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? Okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm right.
Too late, already passed.
Who's writing?
You got a draft?
So the motion was that Alicia drafts the letter, is that what it is?
We'll have ChatGPT write up.
Chad?
It will help.
Any other new business?
Tim, Donna, and I will help work.
Yeah.
I just have a small, I'd really like to spark a
Any other new
discussion.
business?
Prior to state council next week, you know, we continue to pump all this information into.
Is this gonna be about CCs?
No.
Oh.
Well, I put it at work now, the commissioner's not gonna sign the thing anyways. Agencies are, it just appears that every agency seems to be a few soldiers away from collapse. And the state requires all this information. There's a policy statement on closure plans. There's a call your local state representative if you think there's an agency in distress, whatever the case is, but really they're doing nothing. And in the wee hours of the morning, as agencies are failing or falling, we have nothing to do. There's no way to pick them up. There's no forethought. I mean, now when you get inspected, you do your self-evaluation. You know, you input all your people into the EPCR vendor so that Peter's team of data and informatics can do whatever they do with it once it goes into cyberspace. But there's no feedback. Like, there's no feedback locally. Like, hey, in the southwestern region, there was 7 ambulance agencies that didn't answer a call in the last 60 days or 90 days, so that we can have discussions here and say what's going on in our system. But our system's just crumbling, and the state's just continuing to say, we need more, we need more. We're here to help, but we're really not gonna do anything to help you or anyone else.
Add on to that.
Sure. From the state.
Not to be very political per se on it.
You're
Is
being recorded.
Thank you, Douglas.
when it comes to the data informatics, it's why things have changed through the years of paper PCRs. When they got sent to the program agencies to get sent to New York City, you know what elements were on there? They were just numbers. So they would go into a database, they really not got distributed to REMS codes, but really nothing was there, it was just numbers. And then that's when the push came to electronic PCRs, where it becomes into more of a public equity of finding out what EMS is doing. Are we doing good things or not? So it looks into, so your clinicals. The clinical aspect of it is making sure that EMS as a whole is actually doing well. I know on the state end, there is things on our, since there's a change of division, we're trying to upgrade our systems to integrate everything to give all that information off. So it integrates with county dispatch, so we can figure out before we even go for inspections is how many times is the ambulance getting out the door. So we have that whole cold hard facts per se. And I know it's the state, unfortunately, the government, things take time, there's a process. So it is a work in progress, unfortunately. Who knows, in some agency it might be too late.
It's gonna get a lot easier because there's gonna be less and less agencies.
Unfortunately.
Andy, can I ask when you get the data that says, this is how many calls the agency was dispatched to, and this is how many they responded to, where do you get that from?
So that's where, this is the infantile stages, so I'm not completely aware how this is going to integrate into the master plan of that. I know there's gonna be fundamental issues of trying to get that data.
So you currently don't get it?
Currently, no.
Oh.
We have to manually go.
You thought they did, right?
I thought you
No.
did. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, well, give it to us,
currently.
because we can't get it out.
No, no. Currently, we don't do this. This is a plan that is going into play.
I mean, it's a great idea.
It's a great idea. It's beginning with like our software for our inspection software piece, and then it goes out into further. I know I'm working on my end to doing that as well with the technology aspect. So,
We can't even get data from our state-approved PCR vendors to the state system.
yes, that's
So what's gonna happen when
many troubles.
But what's it gonna, at the end of the day, what's it really gonna do?
Is it gonna issue a statement of deficiency? If they drop 80% or 50% of their calls, is it an SOD with a
Allows
plan?
us to come in and have this
Discussions with their,
I think your year's off.
Or they send a fine.
Well, there is legislation in the works that is encouraging the PSAPs to upgrade their reportable data within their dispatch system. So I think this is going to move forward.
In years.
In 3 to 5 years.
Unfortunately, the system is failing faster than what all this stuff that's supposed to be coming down the pipe is gonna be.
There's definitely gonna be lost.
It's gonna be used.
There's gonna be
And
lost
it-
agencies.
the failure is accelerating, in my opinion.
And you don't wanna get me going.
Well,
That's what I start.
We're losing
Thanks,
population,
Scott.
we're losing businesses in New York because of New York bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm batting my heads now, I gotta pay $200 for a glucometry lab license that does absolutely nothing, zero, for our patient care. And other things that we're having to do, that we've had to bat our heads against the wall. And, I'm sorry, but the health department, I would recommend to our Senator Burrell that he just eliminate the MS Bureau in Albany. I like the regional guys, but we're losing people, we're losing businesses, and now we're losing squads, and we're losing providers. All because of New York, not because of the locality.
Yeah, I would
I can
second
get
that.
on a big high horse.
Rural EMS is at a crossroads. And it's my hope that the 200 million New York State is supposed to get from the rural health transition money, that those monies will come to the rural areas of the state. Now, that's my hope. The logical side of my brain says it's probably not going to happen, but we need to have a very loud voice in Albany saying we need a piece of that pie. We are rural. We should be getting some of those monies to help support innovation, retention, recruitment, and operations.
We can't even get the rural paper released
I have a question
from the
for
task
you.
force.
What is the feedback time? You get the information, the state gets the information. How many years does it get back to us?
That I don't know a time frame on,
But,
because.
I mean,
Because he's not even getting
What,
it.
what feedback are you talking
if he
about?
gets information.
He doesn't though.
But when they do,
Oh, well,
what is the
In
anticipated?
theory, when all these pieces come together, it comes instantaneously. So then it gets distributed to the rest of the agencies.
Okay, so it's a quick turnaround.
It
It's
should be
not-
in theory,
it's
however,
not
there's
like
nothing in
a
place.
year
for
or
it.
something later, we find out a year ago, they didn't meet their.
But right now, we find out nothing.
Right.
I'm just curious, I mean, so now we do inspections every 2 years. We went for
6, 8 years.
for 6 or 8 years where we didn't get them. Now we get inspections every 2 years. We've been on that process for, what, 3 rotations now, 2 or 3 rotations.
That's after COVID.
But You know, Ryan, we go to Albany and we hear about all the great things that they're gonna do and the 80 paramedics that they hired and the 57 new cars they bought. And
So
you guys are getting all new
what I'm
computers
going
in
to
your
say
car?
is, we are all members of the EMS system, right? By large, right? It is not any one individual's fault or responsibility. I think we're all jumping on Andrew right now, which I think is extremely unfair.
I was just gonna say, the poor man doesn't even have a vehicle.
I wasn't aware that Andrew was the EMS god, but apparently he is responsible for everything that is wrong with EMS.
I mean, I don't think he is, but the
Yeah.
pipeline back to Ryan has to be, like, that's the point of being here, right? It should report back to, like, we go to Albany every time and we hear about all these great things that the division's doing and the 57 people that are sitting around the tables with their computers plugged in so nobody else can do work while they're in Albany. But we have agencies.
You're talking bureau staff. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
How
the
they
bureau,
added,
the
I
bureau
mean,
in general, it's
correct.
just.
They've added 154 positions this year.
And we got agencies closing.
There you go.
Conversation goes, Ryan, they're still pissed.
What's new? We're EMS providers.
And vital signs, he didn't
We're
know
not
what Chautauqua County was.
Who didn't?
Which,
Ryan,
Oh, he gonna get it on Monday.
he got it at vital signs.
How often have you been talking to legislation in your counties and things of this nature as well?
I think it's daily. I think nobody really knows. So the state is really the only agency that can come in and actually make an agency reflect on themselves. You know, when you're there for the state inspection, when the state is there for the state inspection, not you, well, how many calls have you answered? If Bonnie goes as the EMS coordinator, they can say, oh, we're doing all right. We're doing okay. And then, everybody submits their 1881s and all these paperwork with people that probably haven't taken a call. When you submit all that stuff to licensure, does ananybody verify?
So I don't want to take Andy off the hot seat here, but because I'm trying to figure out what we're asking for, and I think I understand, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, right, but some of the recent regulatory changes, such as performance metrics and quality metrics and things like that, that haven't fully been phased in, are so that the state actually can enforce something, right? Because if it's not a regulation, you can't enforce it, and it doesn't have any teeth and can't hold an agency accountable. So it was my understanding that the reason for those changes were so that when you go out and you review an agency, then you can say, you're not meeting this, here's a statement of deficiency, now we can take action. And so that's what I think, but we haven't really gotten to enforcing those performance metrics and things. So that's maybe one piece of it. Like, that's supposed to be, I thought there was a SEMSCO project, but I don't really know where that's making. Go ahead. We run the SEMSCO. Do what, me? You do the same thing to me.
Did she roll her eyes too?
And you're right, it's a problem, and this stuff has been discussed for years and years and years. And I was on state council in the past 20 years ago, and you know what? We're still discussing the same projects.
But
And we haven't resolved some of these issues.
But I think
it gets worse.
Regulatory change that allows the division to have some enforcement powers related to that. And number two, we've talked about here, I think briefly, is the bill still sitting on the governor's desk that hasn't been signed about comprehensive EMS plans and forcing counties and municipalities to work together to develop that. I think brings some awareness, or there's not really much teeth in that legislation, but so I think that those are the things that are put in place to try to push this. However, I would agree with you that we've been talking about performance metrics for a couple of years since they were put into regulation, and I don't know that we've ever settled on what those metrics are at the SEMSCO level to hold agencies accountable. And maybe that should be the discussion in Albany next week.
My other question is if SWATs don't know they have a problem, everything is fine, we answer most of our calls, do they? Do they even know they have a problem? And how do they find that out? So that's really an issue.
I think most of them know they have a problem, they just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Or I think at least on our county, I think they are starting to admit it, and they're starting to realize it. but the problem is bigger than they can fix with a single entity. There has to be that regional coordination, whether that's at the county level, whether it's the regional level, whatever it may be, because they don't know what to do, right? They don't know what to do. The problem is bigger than that they can solve, and we need more players at the table. However, when we go up our chains on the government side, right, as Tim said, we're government, we're slow. They want data, they want information, right? And that data takes longer to get, and the agencies are crumbling faster than that data can be obtained. You know, I can go up there all day long and talk to them and say, we have agencies that are failing, agencies are failing. But when it comes to allocating funds, the bottom line comes down to who is responsible for EMS legally. Nobody, right? The answer is nobody. Therefore, we have to get political representation that want to morally and ethically obligate money rather than being required legally to obligate money. And that's a challenge, to get them to cough up money, especially at the county level, that they're not responsible to do legally.
And the metrics are focusing on individual agencies. Out here in the rural, we're no longer individual agents. We are, but we are groupings of agencies, families, neighborhoods, whatever you want to name you want to come up with. It's not just, a department is failing, but its neighbor is helping pick up the pieces. Well, the state doesn't like that. Well, the state needs to like that, because that's working. Getting the peak delivery of the care there.
But I don't know if it's working well, right? It used to be one helped one and two made one. Now we're 3 or 4 make one.
Yeah, it's working in Chautauqua County, I believe.
We had one today with 4 departments, I think.
Yeah.
We never used to.
3 or 4.
Well, the days of each fire department having their own fiefdom and their own Napoleon are over. The name of the game is well, you know how it is. It's collaboration is the name of the game.
And I don't think maybe the quantity of EMS agencies is the appropriate thing to look at, right? Because
Well, you never know, you might get that busloaded people that wreck, and
right, but
we
if
need all
you don't-
42 departments in Chautauqua County to show up.
But if you don't,
That's right.
don't
We're going to
think
put
that
half
you
of them out of
need-
business. So
I don't
we're gonna
think
have
that
half the
you need to
ambulances.
look at the quantity of agencies. I think that we have a history of having probably too many services, and maybe we need to get comfortable with services consolidating. That's, I think, wouldn't be a bad thing, would it?
Hanover's doing it. They finally said enough's enough. We're consolidating our 5 departments into 3.
Are they
All
gonna
within
change
a-
the number of ambulances? Of course, they don't have.
We only have 3.
They only have, but are they going to continue 3?
Yeah, they'll continue 3.
It's good, because you got to be afraid.
But what's the sense of having 42 ambulances when you can staff a quarter of them?
They look nice in parades.
They do.
Any other new business? Any other new business? Dan?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion. Next meeting is March 4th at 6 p.m. Thank you,
Dates
everybody.
are handy,
Dates are at the bottom of your pages.
and they're different.